Welcome to Snacking with Snacks, where I have on today's episode my guy, Alabama's finest T. Rich, man. How you doing today?
Man, I'm good, man. How y'all doing, man?
Man, we
It's an
all
honor to
good.
be here.
Like I say, man, it's a pleasure to have you on here. As you know, this is called Snacking with Snacks. So every guest that we bring on, we see what they bring to the party. So, you know what I'm saying? What you snacking on today?
Man, I got my go-to, man. I got my gummies, my lifesaver, and I
Okay.
got my honey bun. And I got my little debbies. And I'm gonna take me a sip of my little Powerade every now and then.
All good,
My
all
go
good.
Oh yeah, them my definitely go-to, big dog.
Now everybody got a backstory to, you know what I'm saying, they favorite snacks. So what's kind of the backstory of honey bun or the life? Whichever one of your favorite, what's the backstory to it?
Well, for me, the honey buns just always just been a hood famous. You go to the store, you got 25 cents, you go get your honey bun or a little Debbie cake. So and then as I get older, I sit there thinking I used to be a strawberry short Swiss roll type guy. I used to
Okay.
mess with the strawberry
I used to
shortcake.
rock with
Yeah,
those too.
yeah, I used to mess with those. But then they started cutting them down to one. It was two at first. They started cutting them down to one. So I started, getting into them honey buns, man, and I had to, as I started getting bigger, I had to start getting more bread in me, so I wouldn't be so hungry all the time, man. But them honey buns, man, when you catch them things glazed, and I always go through the little packs and see which one had the most glaze on it. And that's what that's my go-to, man. And then with my gummies, man, I just love my gummies, man. I can't get away from my lifesaver gummies, man. Or that or them.
Top five
Yeah, oh yeah.
gummies easy. Like I always say, like gummies, chips, probably like Little Debbie's. But I like the pecan swirls. The pecan swirls I've got up.
I used to be on that when I was younger too. What's your favorite tips?
Hot munches, the mix.
Mm,
Underrated. Underrated.
yeah, yeah. I'm
The
with you on
flaming hot munches is crazy though. No lie.
that. I'm with you on that.
But like I say, if you could compare your game though, if you compare your game to a snack, what would it be though?
To a snack,
Yes,
mm,
sir.
I had to be a Snickers because if you need if you ain't ate like the commercials say, you get your Snickers, man, it get you back right. You know what I'm saying?
So
I
you
had
the
to.
spark plug.
Oh yeah, I'm the spark plug all the time, and that's and when you look at my game, that's kind of what any team I've been a part of. People kind of looked at me as be that spark plug, to be that punch, to be the guy to wake everybody up.
Right. Well, as we know, you won finest, national champion, pro. So, with the new name, image, and likeness deal, I know you got many more accomplishments, man. We probably be out of footage by the time we get through name all your accolades. But how you feel about the new name, image, and likeness though?
Man, I love it, man. Because of the simple fact of you catch people like Pro Throw, you catch people like Tim Tebow who didn't really have an NFL career, or somebody like Pro Throw like just got hurt at a freak accident, would never see that type of money. Would never see those millions. You think about Johnny Football. You think about me. You think about guys like Marcus Lattimore. Guys like that. That really that had some career-ending situations and would
Right.
never see that. And the NCAA was just robbing us, man. Like, and it's not fair. And I get what guys say. Let's play the game for the love of it. Yeah, but at the same time, they're not treating us like that. They're treating us like a business. They're treating us like another number, another check. So at the end of the day, and that's what I had to learn when I got older in the game, to where like you're not just a football player, you're a business, and you got to start carrying yourself like that. And it's like not just being a business outside the complex, outside the field, but on the field. I used to have guys come up to me all the time, bro. I swear, and this is true, bro. I used to have guys, and it's big name guys, like guys you wouldn't even think, like Troy, Ed Reed, like guys like Kamar, like, hey, Pac Man, tell you, hey, bro, keep that on the inside. Like, I'm trying to go to my next. I'm trying to go to my next contract. And it be real, like, and I didn't
Yeah.
get what it was saying when I was younger, but now that I'm, older and I done been around the business part of it, and and I'm able to teach guys like, and that's what I try to preach to guys now. Like, man, it's certain stuff, certain ways you got to carry yourself on and off the field, like in them meeting rooms. You ain't got to always like your coach. You ain't got to always like your teammate, but know how to work with them. And because at the end of the day, you're your own business. And so I started getting that when I got towards the fact that I was out the league and doing stuff like with the XFL, doing stuff with the
Right,
Alliance, when I was doing stuff with Canada. Like I started to see more of that. Then okay, I'm just playing because of the love of it, but now I'm playing because I've turned to the business side of it and I get it now.
right. Like I tell people all the time, being able to work well with others really is a valuable asset because not only did it show your selfless, it also show like how effective you are with other people alongside other people that may be as talented as you or least talented than you are. So it's always good to be verbally educated at all people and just kind of be able to have personality and don't know how to talk on and off, being those people's person and making everybody understand as well. So like you say, you gotta be able to work well with others.
Yeah, and what
So
people don't realize too, man, a lot of that stuff started in the household too. Like my mama, always was on my tail. My grandma was always on my tail. Grew up in the church. And that's how I was raised. And I knew about the boss growing up, and still know about the boss. But at the end of the day, when I leave my mama's house, when I leave my grandma's house, I better be saying yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, cleaning up behind myself, cleaning up behind each other. Because at the end of the day, like I tell
back,
my kids all the time, right? I never want my kids to be the messiest kids outside, outside of my household. Like you should be able to go
right,
to somebody else's house and clean up. You should be able to go to somebody else's house, open doors, stuff like that. Like and the more respect that you show, the more respect you're gonna get.
back.
And that's the
So
South thing.
facts, you always gotta show respect, like you say. You just treat other people how you treat, and it always carry on throughout any phase of life. Whether it be the little gestures that go along that I tell people a lot of times.
Exactly.
Now, you were one of the highest drafted backs probably of all time. Did you feel like you were going that high? Like, what were your thoughts going into the draft? Were you like, I'm that guy? Like, I know, or was it like, man, I'm humble, man. I'm just playing my card smart, man. I know I'm gonna get drafted early, but I just ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be big headed. I'm just gonna just chill. What was kind of your at that time? What was kind of your perspective?
And for me, I always been humble. People tell me I'm too humble. Because if you look at any one of my interviews, you never hear me talk about myself. I always talk about my offensive line. I always talk about the defense. I'll talk about the quarterback, the receiver, how good of a game they had. And I always put myself last. But for me, man, I was just so appreciative of, I had the opportunity to go to the league, to be in the green room, to have my family out there in New York, for them to see that, to experience that. But I knew I was going to go high, but I didn't know I was going to go third. And because I didn't even interview with Cleveland at the, I didn't interview with them at the combine. Like I went and seen them once. I actually thought I was going to go to Tampa because Tampa had told me and Mark Barron, they said if whoever left on the board by the time we get to y'all, that's who we take. And
Right.
no, Cleveland had told me the same thing. But when they traded up from 4 to 3, I knew I was going. Like, and I told my mom,
Yeah.
I told my mom because like when I was mic'd up, and so Hightower came up to me and said, "Bro, they just traded up to number 4. I mean, from 4 to 3." I was like, "Oh, okay, all right."
So
And he was like, "Oh yeah, you gone. Your day ended early." And so when I
yeah.
heard that, I told my mom. See, my mom didn't want me to go, so my mom got lupus, and so with that cold weather, she like sometimes she
Right.
going paralyzed, like her bones and stuff like that, her muscles and stuff like she'll go her skin to turn purple and stuff like that, blue, and so she didn't want to be in the cold at all, right? So
Right.
everybody's mindset was already set to be down in Temple. Like we knew that's what was going. Like my agent was talking to he that was his coach. He was on his agent. That was his agent. Even the general manager, that was his agent. You know what I'm saying? So we knew that we was gonna be in Temple. And so man, when they traded on, I told my mom, she just said, shh. And she just put her head down. I said,
Yeah.
"Mom, don't do this. You on TV." I said, "Mom, you on TV, Mom,
Right.
don't do that." And so, if you ever look at the what's called my mom at the video, my mom really wasn't clapping. I'm saying, like, "Mom, clap, clap, mama." Like,
Yeah.
but man, I enjoyed every moment of going out there in New York, doing those GQ shots, with
Right.
RG3, those guys, man, and being a part of that whole process, and just seeing New York for being one of those guys that I lived my dream as a kid. I lived my dream. I never thought I'd be able to make it that far. I mean, people don't realize I didn't play football until my junior in high school.
Right. That's big though.
Yeah, I had screws in both of my ankles. Like they was telling me at one time I'm gonna be able to run again. And this is before all the microscopic surgeries was coming out. It was like, this was when T.O. hurt his ankles. This is, I had the same surgeries he did my first 2 years in high school. And the only sports I did for 4 years in high school was track. And so that, that was big, man. I had to make up a lot of ground. And I had a child my sophomore year in school. Like,
Wow.
the baby on the way as a freshman. Like I was a child trying to raise a child, man. So I'll tell people today, man, like you think your situation bad, like if you go out there and work hard, give your effort, like and do work, and I tell people all the time, man, you are your way out. That's and I know y'all see that on my IG all the time. And I meant that from my heart, bro. Like, 'cause I'm telling you, bro, I done been in situations where if people knew my background or people knew who my dad was, people knew who my family, I was not supposed to make it out. If people, a statistic, if they sitting there talking about a black man coming from the hood, having a child, I wasn't supposed to finish school.
Right.
And I was working every like, bro, like I done seen so many different situations to where it's just I was just blessed. I was just blessed, man, and I was blessed with more than just talent. I was blessed with a mindset. I was blessed with work ethic. I was blessed with a daughter that made me want to work harder. I was pushed to another
Right.
level and having to be a man because my mom came to me because my mom knew before I knew. So when she came to me and said what she said, she was like, "Well, what we gonna do about the baby?" Because me and my brother was having a baby at the same time, and we didn't know. And so when I was like, "We're gonna take care of, we're gonna take care of." My brother was at Lafayette playing football. He was a DN at Lafayette. He was a freshman. I'm like, "We're gonna take care of bro, baby. We're gonna do what we gotta do." And she was like, "No, what we gonna do about your baby?" I'm like, what you talking about? Like, hold on. And it happened. It happened. Man, I was sitting on the couch for half of the year. I couldn't go to school, laying on the couch in one spot all day. And it happens, and the situation I was in, man, I tell people all the time, like, man, you just gotta do work. Like, just go work, man. Like, stop giving these excuses. Like, it ain't no reason why you shouldn't be out doing something extra.
Right. Can't get out work. So
Exactly,
tell me
man.
this. So when you were playing in Indianapolis though, with Andrew Luck,
Hmm.
I know probably around that time, maybe like the O line, maybe one just the world's finest. So do you feel like if you would have had an OD line, do you feel like y'all would have been like what you feel like y'all projection would have been like? How good do you think y'all would have been?
Man, if I would have had, if me and Andrew would have had a whole line in Indianapolis, we probably would have won maybe 3, 4 Super Bowls. I mean, because you think about the team that
Tough.
we had, like the skill guy, we still had, we had T.Y. Hilton. Reggie Wayne was on his last limb, because he was older. But we could have gave him a championship before he left. But our old line, it just, and I don't like to talk about guys, but it wasn't there. But I only really blame it on him. I blame it on guys up top. I mean, because I remember being in the game, bro, and this is I'm telling you, bro, I can't lie, I can't make this up. We're going in, and it's maybe 3rd and 1 on the goal line. I'm fit to go in and score. Andrew pulling the ball in the middle of the game. He had to pull it. He said, "I'm sorry, Trent." They telling them up top, like, "Hey, don't let him score this touchdown." So Andrew booted out and get sacked. And now we got to punt, and now we got to kick the ball in for 3 points. So it's like we had a lot of stuff. Like I'm telling you, brother, the NFL is different. NFL is there, man. NFL will blackball you, bro. Like even stuff with Kaepernick, bro. Like how's Kaepernick not on the team right now? How's Cam Newton not on the team right now? So it's different stuff
So
like
they
people don't.
so hold on, let me get this right. They told him not to hand it off to you to go into the end zone. Instead to roll out.
Bro, they told him to boot the ball. They told him to keep it. So in the middle play, he said, "Man, Trent, I'm sorry." In the middle of the play, and I'm like, "What?" He kept it. Like he had to, and he kept it. Like I'm sitting there like, "What?" And
That's
bro,
tough. That's tough.
it's one time I'm in the end zone. We on the goal line, and he had to roll out. I'm in the end zone, wide open for a pass, and his fans are screaming like, "Pass to the Trent!" And like he look over at me. I'm by myself, and he had to go the other way. Like this is coming from up top. Like, bro, it's different, bro. Like if they don't want to pay you, if they don't, know, bro, it's different, man. And so my second year in Indy, I'm wondering like, why do y'all like? Because I'm playing the game at this time. I'm still playing the game for the love of it. So why did y'all trade for me? Like I was good where I was. I mean, I was loving Cleveland.
Yeah.
I didn't have no problem with Cleveland. I mean, shoot, my whole life was built in Cleveland. You know, at the time I had moved my family up, moved my kids up. My mom had a house there. Like my lady was there. Bro, I was living in Cleveland. Like I loved my life, and to just be up and traded one day, and as a kid, like that takes something out of you. And for a long time,
Right.
like I didn't even want to deal with football because of that, man.
So as we was talking about before, so we were kind of jogging around a couple topics. We got on HBCU topics.
Mm-hmm.
So now, Jackson State been doing their thing, and as well, shout out to Coach Prime and kind of motivating to get kind of keep them, on the high right now. What has been your thoughts about the HBCU movements and kind of what's your viewpoint on how HBCUs should get more recognition?
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. It's so much talent at HBCU that's not getting noticed or they're getting overlooked because they're not a top five school or they're not, a powerhouse school or they're not D1. It's a shame, man. Like with the stuff that happened last year with the draft. Like guys in HBCU were still playing games while the draft was going on. That's crazy to me. Like you don't give these guys the opportunity to get drafted. And why are you overlooking these guys? Like and so
Right.
when you talk about HBCU, what Coach Prime doing, what Eddie George is out there doing. These guys are trying to make sure that we get back to the point to where we're dominating. We got the big recruits coming in, at least a 3-star, 4-star. Because for me, if we'd have had Coach Prime coming in, man, I might have been at JSU. Because just the mindset, like I'm gonna tell you like this, man, we got a little league team, right? And one of our little league teams out there just like the Bad News Bears. But he got them guys believing in themselves. And so they're whooping these big name teams out here. And and
Right.
and to have the mindset to be a winner, to be a fighter, to be a dog means everything. No matter how talented you is. If you don't have that mindset to win and work and outwork the next person and never to lose a battle, you ain't gonna be nothing. But if you got that
Exactly.
mindset,
Like we were saying, like Jerry Rice, guys like Jerry Rice,
yeah,
Walter Payton, so many guys
think
from
about Cheetah.
from
Think about him. Like, man, come on. Like, think about Marshall Faulk. I mean, yeah, Marshall Faulk. Like, come on, man. It's so many legends. Like, if you cut them off, right? Steve McNair, you cut these guys off from if they had if the pandemic was going on in, like we would be missing out
right.
real Hall of Fame guys.
Exactly.
And that's not fair because there's so many guys that get overlooked like that. That's been way better than a guy that's at the top five school. And they got more potential than the guy that's at the top five school. And they'll get it for
Then
cheap.
they're hungry too.
Oh yeah, and they'll get it for cheap. And what they do, they let them play a 2 or 3 years, and then when it comes to putting the money up for them, they want to get rid of them, or they want to throw them
Right.
back. And it's not fair. It's not fair, and it's because of their background where they come from, or guys didn't have the grades, or they didn't get the opportunity, they didn't go to a big enough school in high school, or they didn't put up no big enough numbers. No, because who knows? That might be in a situation like I was in. Like,
Right.
I mean, everybody don't turn out like I did. Everybody, everybody don't have a 400 yard. Like if I didn't have a 400 yard game, ain't no telling where I'd be right now.
Right.
So man, I like I said, bro, I respect those guys to the fullest because if you first of all, if you make a team in the NFL and you walk on, if you and they just giving you a shot, it means a lot. That means you can ball. I don't care who you is, you use a baller.
This episode has been brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. If you could use a good deal after all that holiday spending, Buffalo Wild Wings has you covered with the win-win value lineup. On Wing Tuesdays, buy one order of traditional bone-in wings and get the other order 50% off each and every Tuesday. On Boneless Wing Thursdays, any size order that you may purchase, you get the same order free. A deal on wing goes great with a deal on beer. There are $3 Tall House beers at the bar for dine-in only, and bundles start at $9.99 for takeout and delivery. Please visit your local Buffalo Wild Wings or buffalowildwings.com. Please drink responsibly. Now this podcast right here, this I call it gets spicy. It's a couple rapid fire questions, or I'm gonna kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of throw a couple of choices at you, and then we're gonna probably revisit some of them because I feel like you probably gonna give me something that I might have to debate. So on this called the snack attack, sweet or salty.
Sweet.
If you had to pick MJ or LeBron,
Ooh. Oh man, look that it's two different movements right there though, man. Like I'm a big LeBron fan, right? But I also respect Jordan and what he done gave to the game and what he done done. But ain't nobody doing what LeBron done done and doing what he's doing at his age, man. Like I ain't never seen nothing like it. Like he's a freak athlete. People say that he's playing in an area where they don't do all the fouling, they don't play hard. But LeBron was still when LeBron came in the league as a young pup, he was still playing with some of those guys. Now don't get it twisted. And LeBron, he's been the only guy that really just to hold his own since middle school like that. I've seen two guys like that,
yeah,
LeBron and Julio. Like those are two guys that been talked about from way back when and the hell they own, no
yeah.
matter what, on any level. And that's off the field
Well, since
too.
we in two different eras, I'm gonna go here then. I'm gonna make it more simple for you. KD's two championships or Giannis one championship.
Mm. Uh, it's tough. It's tough, man, because if you just put and add numbers, and this is what the world go off of nowadays, database. What is the numbers? You got two championships, so how can you turn that down? But with Giannis having that one and doing it, with the team that he had, he didn't have all the superstar names. He didn't go and add himself to a team that just knocked me off the year before. And, like if you can't beat him, join him. Like he didn't do that. But
But
KD,
Trent, you
but
gotta look at it like this though. Elevation and better in my
oh,
circumstances.
and that's what I was getting to. That's what I was getting to. I don't, and I respect what KD did too because at the end of the day, he's a man and he's trying to better himself. If it wasn't working out with these guys here, with Russell Westbrook, and it wasn't working out with James Harden or Ibaka, boy, he had a squad. He had a squad now. If it wasn't working out over there,
They were
even
trying to
with the coaching staff.
play a lot of guys.
Yeah, it might have been a coaching staff, but he went over there to Golden State, and I hated it because I knew what it was going to do to the game. I knew guys would start joining forces like that. But you got to respect it because he didn't go out there and not be the. He was still the best player on that roster. He still became the
Right.
best player on that roster, hands down. So, he elevated it of okay, I'm just gonna be another guy on the team to where I'm still that guy no matter where I go.
Exactly.
Now I don't respect what's
So
going
okay.
on now. Now you might about to get to that one.
No, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. So
I
tell me
can't
this.
I can't get what's going on right now.
It's all good. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Just it's waves, man. It's trends. It just happened. We just gotta, you feel me? We just gotta adjust accordingly. So tell me this: an afternoon snack or a midnight snack?
Midnight. Midnight. I know I don't woke up plenty of times, thirsty, hungry, need a little snack or something. Man. Gotta be midnight.
Okay.
Being late, gotta be
A
midnight.
game, game winning touchdown or game winning pick.
I had to go with touchdown because I'm an offense guy.
Okay. 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 Drake or Kanye?
Say it again.
Drake or Kanye?
I'm gonna have to go with Drake, and I'm gonna go with Drake because I like R&B. I'm not really a rapper, type guy, and I know Kanye's more hip hop. But Kanye just got too much going on, man. Like you putting on and you being a clown. Well, I ain't gonna I ain't gonna disrespect, bro. But you putting on for people you don't have to. Like you doing stuff that you don't have to, and that's not you. Like come on, man, just be yourself and just have fun and live life. You don't see um, Lil Wayne out there doing it. You don't see Jay-Z doing it. Like at the
Right,
end of
right.
the day, bro, it's about how you want people to view you.
So this part is called a chew on this quote, a tweet. Something that kind of caught my eye throughout the week. It said, "Growth doesn't come without pain, sacrifice, criticism, comfort. Celebrate your discomfort because it's a sign of you growing." What's your feelings on?
I agree. I mean, it ain't nothing I done got through that made me feel like I can't get through it I'm not gonna grow from it. Like man, I done had a situation. No, all right, let's go back to my high school days, right? Um, Went out there first two games of the season my freshman year, balling on varsity, starting. Went out there 2 months, two ligaments in my ankle. They said I wasn't gonna be able to run no more. Went out there and ran track, got faster. Took that on. Next year, do the same exact thing. Second week of the season, and I had a baby a couple weeks after that in October. And so the next year, I went out first game of the season, had a 407-yard game. But the next
Tough.
game, yeah, next game, check this out. The next game, I rolled my ankle, and I thought I was done with the next game, right?
I know everything. Go ahead.
Thought I was done with. But 2 games later, I actually got to play again. Went out, balled out 355. And from there, I just balled out. Then had another child, my last year in school. So I had 2 kids in high school. So right now, my girls are in the ninth and the eighth grade right now. Oh yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. With all that, bro. Like I went through that process. Like, and I went through that, and I learned from that. And now I'm teaching my kids, like, hey, be smart in your decisions. Always go win. Like, don't be in a rush to do this and do that. Like, and I'm not saying like, hey, my kids was my kids was the biggest blessing and the most push and the most drive that I could, have at that moment. Because if I didn't have them, I probably been dead or I probably been in prison somewhere. I respect that whole, I respect everything that you just said. Bro. I definitely believe in, you got to go through some type of pain. Like the song say, no pain, no gain. You got to go through it
Right.
to grow. Like, because if you don't, you're not going to grow, man. Because anything that's handed to you, or if you got, so if you would a young lady, and this is going to be your wife to be, you cannot be with her and not know what ticks her off, or she not know what makes you mad, what buttons to push, or what not to do. Or if y'all go
Mm,
through something, can y'all make it through this situation? Say if it's financial, they say that's the biggest
right.
cause of divorce is financial. If you miss a payment, or you tell your lady like, hey, something that happened, or I done messed up, how can we get through this? Or how
Right.
you got to be able to grow, because if you stay right there, like you just said with Katie, if you stay right there, and people say this all the time, like man, don't never change. Uh, it's two sides of that. I ain't got to change my personality, but I'm gonna change who I hang with, what I do, because I'm trying to grow. If I stay right here with y'all, I'll probably
Right.
been sitting on that corner or hanging with y'all while y'all end up going to jail or doing something stupid. Like people, I see this
That's
stuff
why
all the time.
I say like you just got to find ways to mold yourself through adversity. Like you find out the best version of yourself sometimes through adversity, showing yourself that you can bounce back or show your resilience throughout a tough situation. So it's always good to have those challenges, know how to adapt and kind of go with everyday life. Because I mean, you're gonna have problems that come. You're gonna have unexpected things that happen, but it's the way you respond to it, not the way you react.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So
you look at this picture I got behind me, right? I got a
right,
picture of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and it's two police officers down there. But do you know how much them folks went through today to get to where we are? And we still going through stuff. But
right,
if they didn't go through it, we probably would have still been in shackles right now. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that
right,
slavery still would have been today, but it probably wouldn't have been too far. Like we went from that to Jim Crow to, we grew up a lot, but we still fighting the fight. But it's just so much. I mean, you got guys out there, marching. You got, Coach Saban out there marching. You got guys out there speaking up. You got women, even with Lil Gabby, with the USA Olympics team, she spoke up. Now that is big. You know,
right,
back in the day, just like the lady told LeBron, shut up and dribble the ball. But I got a voice. I got a
right,
platform. So let me go through this. Like LeBron, before LeBron started doing all this, coming out and speaking and stuff like that, nobody was doing that. Not Jordan, and that's why I respect Mike LeBron so much. Not Jordan. Nobody was doing what he was doing. Muhammad Ali did it. Jim Brown did that, but the way LeBron is taking his platform is just a whole nother level. Like I respect him
right.
all grounds.
Well, I appreciate you, man. This has been Snacking with Snacks, man. I gotta give you a special shout out, man. Thank you for coming on. Look forward to big things, man. Any new news or any new launches or anything you want to get the people insight on about that we, kind of be in the loop of what's next for T Rich.
Well, yeah, for me, man, I do want to shout out the family. Man, it's a new league that I'm working with, and I'm actually gonna play there this year. In this next upcoming season, been around for 2 years. This third year, we actually put three guys in the NFL this year, and I'm more on the brand ambassador side. I'm working with the front office and I'm working on the teams. But we actually got a tryout October the 24th in Birmingham. It's gonna be at Clay Chalkville. And man, they trying to give guys opportunities there, and they're paying. It's no salary cap, so you negotiate your own, salary, your contract. If you got an agent, it is what it is. You can negotiate it with him. I mean, they're paying for room and board, transportation. They giving stipends for food every week. I mean, people got to realize too, our dollar is $20 to them. Like you can go over there and live a good life. Look at Stephon Marbury. People counted him out. He went over to China and never went back to the NBA for a reason. And so,
Right,
your people got to start thinking like that, man. Like, why go deal with a whole bunch of other, set up and just play sports? Or, you can, kind of control how you want your career to go. You can control, having a business built over there. You can control, how you move other than, having
right,
somebody sit there and tell you all the time, well, you can't do this, you can't do that. You got to be this person. Man, I mean, and this is a quick story, right? I'm in Indianapolis, right? For Thanksgiving, people come up, to the games and snack your family. Man, they used to send guys out to people's houses, like to count how many people that's in your house on the holiday. Bro, it's different, man. I'm telling you. So, and I go back to say that, so with guys from HBCUs who didn't have the opportunity, especially last year
right,
dealing with the pandemic, guys that, messed up in high school, that's 18 and over, that just want to play ball, or guys that play the NFL or the CFL who got that itch and who just want to, take the opportunity, to move to the next level and do have a pro career. Like I said, we put three guys in the NFL this year. That's on the NFL roster right now.
that's it.
And so, and football is not football without Americans. They need Americans, linemen, kickers, quarterbacks, mid skill, specialists, like skill position. It's $150 to register. I mean, that ain't nothing
And it,
compared to guys.
it can be a small investment for a big reward.
Yeah, guys standing in line for $200, $300 Jordans all the time for 4 hours and wear it a
Right,
couple of times and scuff them up. So I
Right.
don't understand it, but for me, if I was in this situation, bro, and that's the reason I'm going out because I definitely want to blow this up and I want to make this big because they definitely it's a pro league. They're sustainable. They got plenty of money out there, and they want guys to win and they want to give guys opportunity. So while this opportunity is out here, man, it ain't that many that just come and just fall in your hand and be like, "Hey, it is what it is." Like, I don't understand it, guys. Please join. It's gonna be all 8 teams gonna be at this trial. The owners and the GMs gonna be there. So go out there and just do your thing, man.
Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for giving us insight on, upcoming plans, what everything is going on, as well as kind of giving your point and perspective on all the various topics we covered today. So, been real, man. Thank you for coming on Snacking with Snacks, man. Y'all have a good one.